Hey guys, today we're going to be going over Workshop 5. Take a quick minute, open up your SolidWorks, uh, use the URL in the SolidWorks chat and open up the a PDF for the Workshop 5 assignment, and we'll get started. Alright, so first we're going to check the units. So our units are IPS. So go to the bottom right and put a IPS, inch pound second. All right. Material. So right click on material, click edit material, and a window opens up. In the steel folder, go down to AISI 1020. Apply and close the screen. All right. So we have equations again. So go right click on equations, manage equations. But if your equations doesn't show up here in the Feature Manager screen, go up here to the options toolbar, click on options, a window appears. On that window, click on Feature Manager. Then you slide right and your equation should be on the top right of the columns, of the second column. Make sure it's shown, not automatic, not hide, but shown. Then click OK, and equations should pop up here on your Feature Manager. So right click on equations, manage equations. All right, another window pops up, global variable features equations. All right, we're gonna write on global variable. So in global variable, type capital A, enter, and then put in the value 4, enter. Next, capital B, enter, 0.8, enter, and finish entering all your equations. Capital C, 95, enter. Capital D, enter. 2.76, enter. Capital E, enter. 25, enter. Capital F, enter. 1, enter. All right. Once you input all your equations, click OK. And then we'll get started with the actual design. So look at the dimension I have in the middle of the screen. That's the go to your PDF, and that's the one we're going to be working with first. So go to your sketch tab, click sketch, and this time rotate, and we're going to click on the top plane. All right, so we're going to start drawing on the top plane. Go to your line tool in the drop down menu, click center line. SolidWorks messing up again. Sorry guys, technical difficulties with this recording software. Okay, there we go. So drop down menu, center line. You're going to click on the origin and make sure you draw a vertical line straight up. Okay. Now click on the line tool, click on the origin again, and we're just going to draw the basic outlay of this design. Now, instead of going up and down, click S on your keyboard and a menu should pop up with all the tools that you have up there, and you can just click on the tools from there. So I'm going to click on the 3-point arc, click on this point, random point I'd like it to be, and there. Now, before we continue with the drawing, click Control, click on the center of this circle, of this arc, and click on this line. Oh, never mind, give me a second. Okay, so click on the center of the arc, hold Control, click on the center of the arc, and click on the line. Okay, we're gonna make them coincident. All right, now we continue with the drawing. Vertical line up, horizontal line. Again, click S, 3-point arc, then line tool again. Okay, after you make this little the little triangular section right there, the point, we're actually gonna go down and connect it to this center line. Now, click Control and click on this line and make it horizontal. There we go. Now we have a basic outlay of what our design is going to look like. Now we're gonna just dimension. Oh, one more thing. We're gonna click Control, this line, and this line. Now I'm gonna zoom in real quick. Let's see if this software works it out. Okay, so I made sure you were able to see this. I zoomed in a little bit. Okay, so click Control, hold Control, click on this line and this line, and make them collinear in their properties. Okay, this is going to help later on when we start dimensioning. And also for this arc right here, the one we made up here, you're going to click on the center dot and then click on the upper corner of the arc, upper point, and make those 2 points vertical. Finish the property, and then again, click Control, center of the arc, and the bottom point of the arc, and make those 2 horizontal. All right, this is going to help a lot more later in the dimensioning. Okay, now click on Smart Dimension, and we're going to start off with the biggest dimension first. So the top one, from top to the bottom line, is going to be equal. Click equals A, and then click on the global variable. Save. There we go. Okay. Now we can continue. The radius of this arc is equal to 0.5. the length between this line and the center line is going to be equal to 0.2. This bottom line is going to be equal to 0.7. Now, I know not all these dimensions are actually on the sheet. Sometimes you have to do some mental math and think about how much it's gonna be. So for this 0.7, you got to think about that from this to this is 0.2, and then plus the radius of this circle is 0.5, so it has to be 0.7 for this arc to be a 90-degree angle. Okay. Now, from the bottom line to this protruding rectangular formation in our design, the bottom line of that, from that length is going to be 1.6. Now, the width of that protruding rectangular formation, or the length of it, so click on this right line, that length is 1.25. Okay, so if your design starts looking a little bit out of whack, get out of Smart Dimension and literally click and drag your design up so you're able to actually, see the basic formation of your design. Okay, then go back into Smart Dimension and we continue. So now, on between this line, the protruding line of the rectangular formation, and the center line, that has a width of equals b. Click on the global variable and then not enter it, and then divided by 2. Now, be careful. If your dimension is like this, it's trying to take into account what we're going to be doing next. So SolidWorks is trying to be smart. So delete it if it's like this. If it's not actually pointing to the center line, if it's pointing outside of the center line, we don't want it like that. So control. Oh, not control. Just right click and delete. Go back into Smart Dimension. Click on that line. There we go. You want it to be from the center line to the line. Again, equals b divided by 2. There we go. That's what we wanted. Okay. The radius of this upper arc is 0.2. And then the angle from this line to the other line is 0.4, to this angular line right here is 40 degrees. And now the length from the point, this point that's created right here, to this line, that length is equal to 0.4. Okay, let's see. What else is missing? Okay, the last dimension should be from this line. Oh, later. Okay, there we go. So from this line to this upper line right here, that width is 0.15. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, so look down here and your drawing should say fully defined. Now, use mirror entities. All right, so go to your in your sketch tab, you're gonna click on mirror entities. Then you're gonna right click, no, left click and just highlight the entire design. That way you're not gonna miss anything. And then, but wait, before you finish, zoom in and click on the dotted center line that we create, the first line we created, the center line. You're gonna click on that, make sure it's unhighlighted. That's the only line we don't want in the entities to mirror. Now, click on mirror about. Here, this is where we're gonna click on the center line. And then you're gonna click on your green check mark. Okay, there we go. You see, everything we did on this side gets mirrored about. Now, you're gonna go to your features tab. You're gonna click on revolve boss base. Okay, for axis of revolution, you're gonna delete the line 1 and you're gonna click on this bottom line that we create, the bottom line. Direction blind 360 degrees and check mark. There we go. All right. Click spacebar. Make sure you're looking to right, perfectly centered of it. Okay. Now we're gonna sketch the cut extrusion. Okay, so click on sketch tool, and then click on this outer ring. So there's gonna be the center circle that's protruding. Then you're gonna have the first ring. Then you're gonna have the middle ring, and then we're gonna click on the outer ring. Okay, now use convert entities in your sketch tab. Convert entities, and click on this outer edge right here. It should highlight orange when you go over it. Click on it, then green check mark. Now you're gonna go to offset entities. Click on offset entities, And this time we're gonna click on this, the outer edge of the middle ring, and you're gonna click point, and you're gonna make it a distance of 0.2. Make sure it's protruding out of the inner ring. If it's protruding in, you're gonna click on reverse direction. But that's not what we want. But in case this is how your start off, click reverse direction and make sure it's protruding out. You see it goes out of the inner ring. That's how we want it. Okay. Now you're gonna use your line tool and make it coincident to that protruded line, the offsetted line, and then connect it to the. Don't worry. I know how this line it's going crazy. That's because of a tangent property it has when you connect on a circle. Don't worry, we'll delete it later and we'll fix it. Just make sure it's coincident to the offsetted line and coincident to the uh, converted line. Okay, now to get rid of that problem with the line, you're gonna see this. It says tangent. This tangent property right here. You're gonna delete that property. Now you can click on the dot for the line and move it to how you want it. You see? Once you delete it, you're able to move the line into about the formation you want. So again, click the line tool and do the same thing. Okay. Now, make sure again it's coincident to this offset line and coincident to this other line. Now we're going to use trim entities. Power trim and draw a line. You know, as long as it doesn't go over this connection we need from this line to this line. That's what we actually need. So just go to the other side and draw a line there. It should have deleted everything else but what we actually need. This is what we need. Okay, it's looking good. Now hit Control and click on this line, the bottom line of the that connects the two tangents, the two sections, and the top connection. Again, you gotta hold Control when you do those, and make them equal. So they're equal in length. All right. Now we're gonna use in the drop-down menu for line. Click on center line, connect it to the origin, and then connect it to the midpoint of this circle. So you know the midpoint by if you go over the line, it should highlight orange, and in that highlighted orange, you should have a square yellow dot. The square yellow dot is your midpoint. Actually, never mind. Which one should be the midpoint? Yeah. The square yellow line should be the midpoint. Be careful. There's a diamond. There's a diamond dot that makes the line horizontal, but we don't want it horizontal yet. We want it to connect to the midpoint, and then we use a property to make the line horizontal. So connect it to the square yellow dot. That's going to be the midpoint. Now click Control, click on the line, and then make it horizontal. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to use the Smart Dimension. Click on the origin and click on the upper inner dot, this one right here. Make sure it's going horizontally, the dimension is set horizontally, and set that equal to D. Click on the global variable and check mark. Now click on there, they should still be blue, so click on this sideline and the bottom sideline, make them make them equal to C. It's gonna be an angle, just in case. So equal to C. There we go, 95 degrees angle. And it's fully defined, so we go to the Features tab, Extruded Cut. You're gonna go through all, and check mark. Now we're gonna use a tool we haven't used yet. So in your Features tab, go past Fillet and go where it says Linear Pattern. Now click on its drop down menu and click on Circular Pattern. Alright, for the direction, click on the edge of one of the rings. So just so we could keep it in which the plane we're on, click on the edge of the outer ring. Good. Equal spacing, and you want to set the pattern to 2. 360 degrees. Alright, features and faces. This is what's actually gonna get this is what actually the feature that's gonna be the pattern. So make sure it's highlighted blue, features and faces, and go up to right here in the Tetris. Next to it, there's a little drop down arrow. Click on the drop down arrow, and we're gonna use the cut extrude. So cut extrude. There we go. Green check mark. There. Okay. Getting there. We're getting there. So now we're gonna do the inner pattern of the ring, or the middle pattern. So again, go to your sketch, click on sketch tool, and this time we're gonna click on the middle ring. So again, this is the protruding half circle, then you have the inner ring, and then we have the middle ring. This is the ring we're gonna work on this time. Middle ring. Alright. So we're gonna draw a center line from the origin. Let me close this. Let me drop down menu. I don't like it. Alright. From the origin, make it horizontal and let it connect to the outer edge of the middle ring. Again, click S, or where the line tool is at, there the menu pops up, the line tool is at, drop down menu, center line. Again, from the origin to don't connect it to any line, just put it like around about the middle of the circle. All right. Okay, now we're gonna get offset entities. Click on the outer edge of the inner ring, right here, this little edge. And for dimension, put in 0.625. And before you finish, go down in the properties for the line. It says construction geometry. You're gonna click on offset geometry. So what this does is it's gonna make that offsetted line that we just created into a construction line, into a center line, basically. green check mark. This way it doesn't actually affect our drawing, but it helps us dimension it. So now the center line we created, make it coincident, drag it and make it coincident to that circle, to that construction circle. All right, now we're gonna go to ellipse. Now click on the dot for the center line. All right, a circle appears. Just make it about, you know, a standard radius. Make sure it's inside the actual line. All right, now I know it doesn't look like a picture. This is why we have to dimension it. Okay, so now click on this dot. Well, hold control. Click on this. We're gonna make it the bottom dot. So click on this bottom dot. And while holding control, click on the construction line and make it coincident. And check mark. There. Now, we're going to use the smart dimension. Smart dimension. Click on the left side of the ellipse, left-sided dot of the ellipse, and the right-sided dot of the ellipse, and give it a dimension of 0.6. Now click on the top side of the ellipse and the bottom side of the ellipse, and set that value equal to F. Click on the global variable, green check mark. Okay. Now click on the horizontal construction line and the angled construction line and set that equal to E. There, angle 25 degrees. Now go to features, extruded cut, and set it to cut 0.1 into the design. There we go. Now we're gonna go again, features tab. We're gonna go to drop down menu for the linear pattern and click on circular pattern. For the direction, again, click on the outer edge of the ring, equal spacing 360 degrees, and set the tenths equal to 7. Features to and faces to, make sure it's the cut extrude to. So if it's not already popped up here, go to the drop down menu for the part right up here and click on cut extrude to. That's the one we're gonna be patterning. Green check mark. There. Now we're almost done. So if you can tell, this side's done, but the back doesn't have that pattern. All right, so we're gonna use another feature. So go to the features tab, click on mirror. Okay, on mirror, face, or plane, that's the plane that's actually gonna be, that's the plane that's gonna be used as the center. So the symmetric center of whatever we're gonna be mirroring. So you're gonna go to the drop down menu for the part and click on right plane. So move it around. Click on right plane because that's the one that actually cuts it down the middle of the design. Okay, in features to mirror, you're gonna click on circular pattern 2. Green check mark. Now, if you rotate it, you can see that the pattern is on both sides now. All right. And 12. All right, I'm just making sure one last thing before. Okay, so to end, we're gonna do quick little fillets. So we're gonna begin with the biggest fillets first. So in your features, zoom in, turn your picture around. Now click on fillet in the feature tab and click on this edge right here of the extruded cut. Click on the edge of the extruded cut on both sides, all 4 edges. If you need to turn it around, make sure you get all 4 edges on both sides. And do the same to the other extruded part. Okay, so if you count them, you should have exactly 12 edges highlighted. What? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 edges highlighted. And set them equal to 0.1. All right. Now, again, use the fillet pattern. And looking carefully at the dimensions, you can see that every single circle is filleted. The outer edge is also filleted. So you're going to click on every section of the circle and the outer edge. Now be careful and don't make sure if you click on an accidental line, click on it again to remove it from your list, or go down and see as it highlights which one you accidentally clicked on, and that's the one you have to delete. So I deleted more than I have to just because I didn't pay attention to which one I was when I clicked on it. Then go to your other side and again click on all the circles, all the ellipses. Click on the inner edge of the ring. Oh, the outer edge of the outer ring. Oh, never mind. Not the outer edge. The outer edge of the middle ring. And again, we got to do it on both sides. And this value is going to be 0.05. And now click on the inside edge and also on the inside edge of the outer ring. Okay, that looks about right. Green check mark. Okay, now to evaluate if we got this right, go to your Evaluates tab, click on Mass Properties, and it should be mass equal to 8.01 pounds. So the answer is B. Perfect. Right on the money. Okay, guys, for your homework, you're gonna, if you follow through the video and you got everything done, set everything perfect, you're gonna have to go to your configuration manager and make a second configuration for this. Again, when you reset your equations in the other configuration, remember to set them so that they only change in that other configuration, not in both, only in the other one. So go back. I don't remember which workshop. I think it was workshop 2. The radio for workshop 2. I explained how to do that. Or look it up on YouTube. That's all for this workshop. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you on the 6th workshop for SolidWorks. Have a good day.